all have their great value to their own right. And Miranda is a more affordable option with a whole lot of really cool features that we're putting into these homes, so that when the finished product is done, you look through it and you can't believe that it's a production home. You might think it's a custom home. But again, using those using the economies of scale that we have and our ability to purchase, we're able to drive really great value out of that. And it's an excellent investment opportunity inside of that for large home sites that are 100 feet wide.
Exactly. Yeah. And everything comes with it. You have the granite countertops, correct?
Yes, yes.
These are some of the features that you always hear people, if they're remodeling a house, they always watching HGTV. I always say we're kind of the HGTV on radio. And also on our website at yourhometownsolutions.com, we have some great tips there for remodeling. And you'll see that people are asking for a lot of the things that come standard. Right. So they don't have to think. Now, one of the things that you had talked about before is how many moving parts are there to a new home?
There's over 10,000 moving parts and pieces. So that actually, if you think about it, and it's sort of the fulfilling concept for us inside of the industry, is when you think about all of those moving parts and pieces, somebody has to make those pieces, somebody has to put in those pieces, all of that. So it really does drive economies. And so, people don't realize that when you purchase a new home, you're actually helping a whole lot of local businesses and national businesses in the process.
Point. Exactly. And out of those 10,000 pieces,
yes,
sometimes it feels like 10 million out of those 10,000. The actual consumer really only has to worry about how many, 20, 30 of them?
That's right, yeah.
You're picking handles, you're picking your cabinets and so forth. Because with custom homes, they'll just say, well, what do you want? Anything you want. It's almost too overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. And you have to visit a lot of different places to pick all of that out. And what we've done is simplify that process. And that's intentionally simplify it so that it's less overwhelming. And you're in one particular spot. Our design center's inside of all of our models, and you can see all of the great features that you can pick all in one spot and put it all together, see how it all looks together, mix and match it, and be able to really see in one visit all of the things that are going to go into your home.
What do you think the trend is right now on floor plans? Is it the traditional foyer split plan, family room, living room? Or are we going into the great room where everything is together off the kitchen?
Yeah, people are living differently. And that trend has started probably 5-6 years ago. And maybe as a predication of the downturn, you've got people that want to live together. So the open concept floor plan has become much more important, where you walk in, you don't have all the compartmentalized rooms. Now you might have no living room at all. In fact, the living room has sort of been wasted space to a lot of people because they never use it. And so now what they're wanting to do is have that be a flex room where they can put doors on it, make it a playroom or make it a den. But then your great rooms are flowing now into your kitchens, that are flowing into your dining rooms. So people can be in different functioning rooms, but still be together. And that's become a really popular way of laying it out. In fact, most of the floor plans that we're developing now have that center and that heart of the home being very open. And then depending on how you want to live, we'll have bedrooms that are stacked all on one side, or bedrooms that are separated where the master's on one side and the secondary bedrooms are on a separate side. And that's a taste thing. There still is a lot of personalization that goes into the home, and we try to accommodate different lifestyles and how people live, so that they have choice and they feel that they've been able to really pick a plan that meets their needs. But the trend certainly has been to those open concepts.
I see a lot more new two-story homes as well.
Yeah.
That seems to be a new trend, seeing maybe the spare bedrooms upstairs. Sometimes the masters are down, or vice versa. You have all different, because I think that people are realizing now that sometimes they've got their grown children living with them. They've got their grandchildren living with them. We've almost come back to the old-fashioned way where the entire family, 2 or 3 generations, is living under the same roof for whatever reason. And we're finding that home is becoming more of an entertainment. It's almost, you could have a staycation there because you've got everything you want. You got your pool or whatever you have in your backyard. So people are really looking at their homes because they're staying indoors, I think, a lot more than they they were a few years ago.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that you've also got a lot of families that are moving, and those two-stories do function well for families. Whereas Florida may have been known as a place where you might retire, it's not the case in Brevard County as much anymore. You have a lot of families that are coming here as well, and so a two-story is a very conducive floor plan for people with children.
Yeah.
Let's talk about energy efficiency, because that's a big...
Took the words out of my mouth,
yes,
Jean.
I'll tell you, that is the big key word, energy efficiency. Gosh, I remember the day when you had a efficiency factor of 10 on your air conditioner. That was a big deal.
Right.
And now the AC, I think, is about, what is it, about 14 or 15 or something?
The code is 14, and it's a really good topic because I think I have been pleasantly surprised at the demand for energy efficiencies here in this market. We have a smart consumer base. We have engineers in this consumer base that are smart and care about it. And a lot of places that I've been throughout the country and studied new construction, what I've seen is that energy efficiencies were sort of this buzzword, but no one really could quantify it. And I want to, before we talk about these specific features, I want to sort of quantify this for people so that they understand the true value of an energy efficient home. New construction, on average, and you can go to, there's a great website, it's newhomesource.com/start fresh. And if you go to that website, it's got all sorts of different ways of calculating the benefits of new construction versus a resale home. One of the most obvious things is a calculator that will help you calculate what the true value is for the maintenance cost savings and utility cost savings for an energy efficient home built to today's codes. That number is anywhere between $2,000 and $3,000 a year. So, Carolyn, I look at you and I say, okay, so $2,000 or $3,000 a year, that's about $200 a month.
Right.
That translates to a significant amount of purchase power that you might get if I buy a $300,000 home, but I'm saving $200 a month. That really translates to nearly $40,000 of purchase power.
Yeah.
And so you're effectively buying a $260,000 home if you look at total cost of ownership.
Right.
And that's the big thing that I think instead of shopping for based on price, you have to shop and look at it based on total cost of ownership. Home, not all homes are equal. And if a home performs better, your total cost of ownership may be less. So while you think you're looking at a $260,000 home, you may be able to afford a $300,000 new construction home and keep your payment exactly the same, factoring in all total cost of ownership.
So that website was newhomesource.com/start fresh.
You got it.
Correct?
Start fresh, correct.
So write that down. We'll put it on our website as well as yourhometownsolutions.com, because we love those third-party sources because you can sit there and get so much great information.
Right.
Let's talk now about the differences between, let's say, Miranda and some of the other builders that are out there. I mean, you're right here. Let's talk the differences between Miranda. And one of the things I'd like to talk about is most builders will give a 1-year warranty. That's kind of a given, even on the custom builders, 1-year warranty. But Miranda's a little different. Tell us about your warranty package.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we're very proud of at Miranda Homes, and certainly we use a third-party warranty called Builder's bonded warranty, and that is a very important thing to look at when you're shopping for a home. In fact, a lot of consumers are demanding it these days because they're getting more educated. There's more information online.
Yes.
They know that if you're offering a 1-year warranty, the state requires you to do that, and so you're just doing the bare minimum. The bonded warranty is a 1, 2, and 10-year warranty. And what that means is that certain things are covered for 1 year. In fact, the whole home is covered for 1 year. 2-year, you have your leaks protection, HVAC, ventilation, electrical, all of the things behind the walls that are now covered for. So things you can't see are covered for 2 years. And then 10 years, you have structural warranty, which is important here in Florida, especially.
Yes.
You've got things called hurricanes that come through, and you want to know that your home was built structurally sound and warranted for 10 years. If you're not getting those warranties, I would ask why. Because they are things that are available to a builder to provide and should be provided. If the home is built right, it's really the builder's guarantee that, hey, look, we did it right the first time and we're going to warranty it. The third-party warranty is important too to a consumer, because now they have a third party they can go to in case there's any disagreements between their perceptions and the builder's perceptions. And it's worth mentioning, you asked the differences for Miranda. We've had builders the builder bonded warranty since 2006 and have yet to have a claim in that 10-year span.
And how many thousands of homes were built in that period?
Many thousands over that 10 years. So, and not one single claim.
Exactly. Well, the one thing I wanted to also ask Carolyn Wolf with Certified Mortgage Planners. All right, we have the person who, let's say they want to buy a Miranda home. They've gone out and put a couple $1,000s down. It's not a lot in the beginning, right? What is your minimum down?
It depends on the area and the purchase price of the home, but it will range anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000.
Okay.
That's it.
So they put their money down. They're coming to you now to get pre-qualified. How do you arrange the appraisal? Since the house isn't built yet, do you just go by the floor plans? Can you call the sales office to find out what the range of prices are in that area? Does that affect the appraisal?
Everything actually affects the appraisal as far as sales price and what's been selling, because we're always going to look at what has sold. That's the history. And there's two different ways we can do it. One, we can do it where we do a subject to, and the appraiser knows what the plans and specs are of the home. So they do it based on what they're seeing on paper. And then they would go out, once the certificate of occupancy is issued, go out to the home, make sure it's actually there, and then do a final value. Or we just do one appraisal once the certificate of occupancy is done and get a final value.
Exactly. When you have professionals working on your behalf, listeners, it makes it very easy. I always tell people, don't try to do this on your own. Get in touch with the professionals. Sit down with a consultant at Miranda Homes. Give me a call. We can talk about various options for you. Ask Carolyn Wolf. We had GI Tax on last week. Ask these professionals. That's why they're on the show. They want to give you the information that you need to make that very good, valuable decision. Also, we've got a couple more minutes left. I wanted to talk about just also some of the different states that Miranda's in. We didn't touch on that in the beginning. I think that's kind of important, that you're national. You're in 6 or 7, 8 states, aren't you?
We're in 5. We're in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Kentucky, Georgia, and of course, Florida.
Mm-hmm. And as we've talked about in the past, a lot of the states, like even Chicago and Illinois, they're leaving those states.
Right.
Yes, I'm a perfect example of that.
Exactly. So you have the Arizona, the Californias, the Floridas, the Texas. Those are the states that we're really a magnet to those people in the north, because we've got the jobs, we've got a lot of things going, and I always look at that weather about now, and where they have relatives in the Chicago area, and all that wind coming off Lake Michigan, and
yes,
all the snow and everything. And I go, yes, I was there for a while, and I don't miss that. So I can appreciate that.
I can vouch for that, Jean.
Exactly. What I wanted to also say, a little personal note. When I first got here in 1981 from South Florida, I actually had a Miranda home built, and I'm still living in that home. As a matter of fact, I should be a candidate for a new home, right? I'm ready. Right. But I've always felt that I had a good quality home, and I was only in the home for about a week when I got a knock on the door, and it was the superintendent. And he said, I'm going to be hammering on your garage. Is that okay? And I said, what's that about? And he said, I just noticed that there's a little trim work that needed an extra nail. Do you mind? And I'm going to be hammering that. I'm thinking, fine. So here, a superintendent drives by and sees something that has to be done and stops and asks for permission to fix it or make it a little bit better. And I thought, boy, you don't hear that very often.
Right, that's great service.
It's great service.
It's always been a good home. It's gone through umpteen hurricanes, and I'm very proud to be a Miranda homeowner. And we just want to thank everyone for listening today. I hope you got some great information about new home construction. Nate, please give out your information.
Yeah. So visit us at mirandahomes.com. That's MARONDA homes.com. That's where you can find a list of all of our communities throughout Florida and the other 4 states that we operate in. And you can certainly email me directly at amadonn@miranda.com for any information as well. And we can put you in touch with a sales professional that can help you in your new home search.
And we'll put that on the Your Hometown Solutions website as well. And Carolyn Wolf with Certified Mortgage Planners, your information, please.
All right. It's cell phone is the best way to reach me. It's 321-795-9103, or my email at carolyn@floridalendingpro.com.